Ah, yes, guys. It is true indeed. I went to the first qualifier for the Road to Coney 2020. It was in Salt Lake City, July 23rd. That's right. Same month as July 4th. You were not deceived. I did go there right after the 4th of July, right after Coney Island. But I wasn't alone. Had some great competition. Well, I guess I didn't really have competition. I was the only woman there. But some great eaters alongside me. So we had Darian Thomas. We had Derek Hendrickson. And we had a newcomer, Steve the Rabbit, who I think you'll be hearing a lot about in coming years. I have to take a moment and apologize for the film. I filmed live, but because I don't have enough subscribers, I was not able to film live to YouTube. So this is the best shot that my husband could do, and because he's about 4 gazillion years old, he did film it vertically, which he typically does. So again, apologies, but this is what we have. I'm starting to jump now, which is not an attractive look, but it's helpful. I don't know if it's really helpful physically, but it is helpful mentally. There's a thought that it pushes the food down. For me, it gets me hyped. It calms my stomach, keeps me in the moment. So it's what I've learned to do. Again, it's not very attractive, but it's what I do. I did mention before that I was the only woman at this qualifier. That's the first time that I've ever been to a Nathan's qualifier where I was the only woman. The first qualifier I went to was in 2018, right before July 4th. I went to Vallejo, California, and went up against the likes of Mary Bowers. Unfortunately, she did lose that day. I won and went on to Coney Island. And then again, in 2019, I went to Cincinnati, Ohio, and went up against Sophia DeVita. Sophia, I can't say enough about. I think her top hot dog and bun count is 19. She did that without any female competitors going up against her. She just did that all on her own, just because she could. Absolutely amazing. I was terrified to go up against her, but we tied. Amazingly enough, we tied with 14 hot dogs and buns, and so we both went to Coney Island 2019. Then comes this qualifier, which is in 2019, but is for Coney Island 2020. Oh crap, did you just see that? Steve the Rabbit Hammond just came in at 14 hot dogs and buns. He is ahead of Darian at this point. I am just trucking along, eating what I need to eat, doing the best that I can, but these guys are going after it. Okay, while we watch these guys, let's talk about Salt Lake City for a little bit. Salt Lake, should you go? Yes, you should go, but I will warn you, don't spend a lot of time there unless you're chartering a boat, going to, I think it's called Deer Island, something like that, something cool. But if you're just planning on going down to the shore of Salt Lake, plan for flies. We are talking Beelzebub level flies, demon, Catholic horror movie level flies. And it smells horribly because of the flies, because the fly larvae in the lake are so entrenched in the shores that it reeks. So go, take some pictures, and then run far away. You can see Steve just hit 20, folks. That is right. 20 at, what is that? Less than 5 minutes. He's amazing. I've eaten with him several times. In fact, my first real competition was a taco contest that I showed up for. It was 30 minutes, all you can eat. I thought for sure it's a local contest, I'll win. I ate 27 in 30 minutes, which I realize is ridiculous now. But Steve ate something like 48, and he took a break in the middle to talk to people. He's a freaking champ, capacity like no other, and he's definitely going to give everyone in Major League Eating a run for their money in 2020. So I don't know what these boys did, but to prep for this, I didn't eat all day. I went out with my in-laws, my husband, my children. We explored all of Salt Lake City. We went to Temple Square. We saw the temple. We saw the statues. We saw the tabernacle. It was gorgeous. Again, I didn't eat. We came back. I took a nap because I'm lame. And then I met up with Darian, and we took an Uber actually to the ballpark because it was 100 degrees out, and I'm a big wiener. So that's what happened. This is where it gets real. We're at almost 7 minutes, and Steve is at 26 hot dogs and buns. That's more than a lot of the guys I know can eat in 10 minutes. 20 hot dogs and buns is kind of a minimum to qualify, but 26 is a really respectable count. So 26 at 7 minutes, props, especially for his first qualifier. Now is a good time to call up my t-shirt. Steve looks fit. Darian looks fit. Derek most definitely looks fit with his svelte biceps and his arm tie. I am in an extra large t-shirt. Why? Because I already have I don't know how many Nathan's t-shirts. Between the qualifiers and Coney Island, I have enough. So my husband asked for one. I wore an extra large t-shirt. I just want you to know that. I am not that large. That is the t-shirt. Thank you. I start to rock side to side here, similar to the jumping up and down, not really necessary, just something that makes me feel better. It feels like I'm pushing it all down, I'm getting in my groove, I'm making room. It's just kind of doing my own thing. Sorry if it's disturbing, sorry if I move too much. The guys didn't seem to mind. They were both really, really focused on what they were doing, so it worked out okay. All right, so this is the biggest deal of the night. So Steve hit 30. He hit 30 in his first qualifier, his first Major League Eating competition. He hit 30. He is an elite crew of people that have hit 30 in their first time competing in a Nathan's qualifier. I won't even go through the list of people. You can look at it. You can go to Eat Feats. You can find it yourself. But this is freaking amazing. My mind is just blown. I didn't even realize eating alongside him what was happening. But this is so cool, and I am so glad to be watching it back and experiencing this with you.
Steve, next to the redhead. Yeah, the skinny guy. He's from our area as well.
How many did your wife eat? Can you tell?
Seattle area.